To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
What do you desire that you can't have?
Now you should at least give a brother a moment to say something heroically clever.
You're the boy from the circus.
So I have this thing with rolls.
There's about a dozen ways that I could stop you right now. But I don't think I have to.
The staff chose me, and I choose you.
I started up a security firm.
Finally, a superhero team I can actually get behind.
In the future, my friends may not be heroes, but if we succeed, they will be remembered as legends.
Welcome to the DC TV report for the week ending Saturday, July 25th, 2020. I'm Little Eddie O'Hare, aspiring professional fanboy.
And I'm Sara, academic by day, writer by night.
We're here to bring you recaps, news, and commentary for all live-action television shows based on DC Comics.
And we have 2 new episodes for you this week.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And it's the last week of July. How did that happen?
I know, right? I know. It's just like, the days go by so fast and yet so long. I'm losing all sense. Sara, help me.
You are barking up the wrong lady there, so, you know.
But yeah. Looking for a little bit of a respite from the world right now. Let's talk about the things that really matter, which is what's going on in Blue Valley and at Doom Manor.
And I'm so sorry, people. It's depressing. I'm really sorry about that, but it is.
Yes, it is. That's okay. We're gonna get you through it. You know, there's some fun observations to be had in these episodes. And we do appreciate everyone listening. Tell your friends about us. You know, every little bit helps. If you're listening to us on an app that allows you to rate and review us, do that. That helps more people find us. Also, we're part of Wicked Theory Studios, which has its patreon.com/Wicked Theory. For as little as $1 a month, you can just, help us keep the lights on. And there's a bonus podcast there for you called Ed Bonds with Bill, where our executive producer Bill Sweeney and I explore James Bond movies, and we're nearing the end of our journey. Hopefully, maybe if movies happen by November. And the most recent Bond adventure we watched was an episode of Climax from 1954 titled Casino Royale. Yes, and tomorrow we're going to be recording another episode. I don't know when that will go up, because sometimes we don't post them right away. But yeah, that's there for you to enjoy. And
is the new James Bond slated for November?
Currently, yes, it's meant to come in the middle of November. It was originally Thanksgiving weekend, and I think they moved it up a couple weeks when things started to look good. And now Tenet and Mulan have both been postponed indefinitely. So who knows what right now?
Yeah.
But yeah. Sara, I'm having trouble.
I mean, I know you've been looking forward to Tenet. I know the new James Bond. I was looking forward to Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, of course.
We've all got our stuff. Yeah.
You know, I think that's still supposed to happen in October. I think so. But
in the meantime, we have Old Guard. We have the Old Guard on Netflix, and that'll just get me through. It's fine.
Okay. Yes, Old Guard. Greg Rucka. It's the I think he's the screenwriter, and he also wrote the comic book that the Old Guard is based on. So good for him.
It was delightful.
Good for Charlize Theron. And yeah. Sarah, you wanna dive into the episodes? You think?
No, I think we should just meander around for another. Yeah, let's dive into the episodes.
Mhm. All right. First up to enjoy is Stargirl, season 1, episode 10, Brainwave Jr. After learning about the whole superhero thing, Barbara kicked Pat out of the house and told Courtney they were leaving Blue Valley. After his dad woke up with no memory of the last decade, Henry Jr. reached out to Courtney to try and stop Icicle and the Dragon King from turning his dad evil. Last minute reveal, Courtney and friends watched helplessly as Henry Jr. was crushed under tons of concrete rock dropped on him by his father.
Well, dang, that happened. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
And were you expecting
Yeah.
any of the last 5 minutes?
I screamed, Sarah. I had one of those I just had one of those. No. Yeah. It was. Man.
That's weird. When I picture you screaming, I picture it like a Wilhelm scream. Just always. But yeah, I was shocked. I did not think they'd go there. Wow, that was hard to watch. Obviously, we're talking about that death at the end.
Yes. Yeah. Poor Henry Jr. We hardly knew ye. And I was excited. To see this episode because and Sarah, I think I sent you a picture because I've been reading Infinity Inc., which is a comic series from the 1980s, and one of the main characters in that series is Brainwave Jr., who has a red and blue costume with goggles, and he's running around with his red hair, and he's a good guy. And I was expecting to see Henry Jr. join the JSA and become a good guy, and to see, and then no, 'twas not to be.
No, he was crushed by rocks.
No, yes, yeah, quite definitive, heart wrenching ending, and immediately after watching this episode, I spoke with our executive producer Bill Sweeney. I made him watch the episode, and then after he watched it, we had a discussion, and he pointed out that kind of finale shows why this is a DC Universe show and not a CW show.
Yes. And I would even say not a DC cinematic universe movie. Like I don't know that I've seen things quite as effective as that in the movies either. Right?
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I'm talking like like it's almost surprising that when that concrete smashed on top of him that you didn't have Dick Grayson on top of the concrete screaming "Fuck Batman."
That would have really added to the mood.
Just really like, yeah, no, this is Edge. You thought this was this popcorn Disney Channel show from the early aughts. No, this is DC Universe where it's all Edge, baby.
But it didn't feel exploitive, though. I mean, it could have been done so much more mawkishly, and it really wasn't in their defense. So I'm blown away, frankly, by how it was handled. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I wish I did not have to ask this question.
Oh,
I really wish I didn't. But Sarah, I feel like in this world, I need to ask this. Is he really dead?
I think so. I do.
Okay.
I do. I think so. I think if he isn't, it's such a cheat, and it undercuts the power of that so much that it would be an incredible letdown of storytelling, and I think a breach of trust. And I think showrunners have learned from the sins of The Walking Dead and other shows that have done a fake out that didn't end up being what happened. So I think he is dead. What do you think?
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think he's dead. I will say, and mark my words right now, if he turns out to be alive, if they reverse this, Jeff Johns, you will officially be on notice.
Oh, wow. Whew. But you
Just,
don't usually get this stern.
just do not play with my emotions like that. It is not fair. You know, it'll almost be as angry as I was when it turned out that Colin Farrell wasn't dead in the middle of True Detective season 2.
I actually haven't seen that season.
Very few people have.
I was gonna say I'm not mad about it. I'm not gonna watch it. So
well, I'm just there was a moment he gets shot in the chest, and then somehow he survives it in the next episode. It was just I really hope that's the case. But
I think if the death of the kid on the bridge stuck, well, I mean, that's really different character. No, this has to. You can't give that "people are good, don't let this change you" speech and then undo that. That undercuts all the power. I don't want him to be dead. I'm not wishing for that. I'm not a monster. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think it also tells about the lengths that these villains are willing to go to.
I mean, that was his kid. Jeez.
Yeah, and just how void of compassion these powers have made him.
Not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
So literally that's all I want to talk about with this episode. Not that the rest of it wasn't. I liked seeing how Pat got together with Courtney's mom. I thought it was nice symmetry to have them end up there at the end of the hour, the same restaurant. I liked that they finally told her the truth and that she reacted like a recognizable human would react.
Yes.
And was like, what? Get out.
I agree with all of those sentiments. I was going to ask, do you think it was the true natural reaction? Yes, that is exactly how someone would react.
Wait, you what? We are going. We are going, young lady.
We are leaving right now. And just kind of like, she's not sure if Pat's sane right now. She's really questioning all of her life choices in the last 2 years. You know.
So was Stargirl or was Starman her dad?
Well, I think we're gonna find out next episode. The fact that Barbara got a reply to that email should probably be a clue.
Okay, that's fair.
She said her dad's name is Sam Curtis. She sent an email to someone named Sam Curtis saying, yeah, hey, listen, your daughter, we're in Blue Valley. You should see her. And we saw that she got a reply to that email. So, there's that. I also shout out to Mike Dugan, who had another Mike's usually the comic relief, and he had another serious heart to heart brother sister moment with Courtney.
Yeah, again, Mike's used smallly but well.
Yes,
sorry, smally isn't a word.
Sparsely,
yes.
Sparingly,
minutely.
Yes, but effectively.
No Pop-Tarts though. No Pop-Tarts this time.
No.
Also, I kind of miss Cindy. I like having Cindy in a cell, just yelling like, "Let me kill her!" Cindy, you scamp.
Yes. Yeah. Almost like wanting to let her out, and we got to see the Dragon King's real face.
Dragon King. Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. He should consider exfoliating.
Yeah, that's right. A skin cream's gonna clean that right up.
Like a nice active with an oil to kind of really get it into your pores. Yeah, I mean, like we could fix that.
Yeah. Also, how I mean, Yolanda, we could see like, okay, this guy sent nudes of me to the entire high school. I could understand why she's upset. I think that's justifiable.
Yeah. It was nice that he apologized to her as one of his last actions. Was, the remorse was nice to see there.
Yes. Also, I don't think that he's responsible for that. I think that was Cindy. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah. However, I do not think Rick Harris's anger was justified in this
No,
episode.
he needs to pump his brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And part of that is because he doesn't have a real dad anymore.
Yes.
But also the fact that Yolanda insisted that she stay with Courtney because she wanted to keep an eye on Henry, when really Beth and Rick should not have been the only people together in that, because when Rick decided to be completely stupid and go, I'm going to rip down this giant safe door because I want to tangle with Solomon Grundy, Beth is not going to be able to talk him out of it.
Beth is not the person to stop that.
No.
Absolutely not.
So I think he needs a real check. Rick really needs to sit down and be like, hey man, listen, this is how it works. All right.
In general, do you want more Solomon Grundy in your episodes, or are you good with the Solomon Grundy we're getting?
I mean, of course I want more, but I'm hoping that when Solomon Grundy is unleashed sometime before the end of this episode, that it will be worth it in all of its glory. And since this is a DC Universe budget, if we don't get it this season, I don't know if the CW is going to be able to pay for it next season. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
But yeah, real startling episode here. Did we? I mean, there was only the two main plot lines. Barbara doing the quick thinking to record Jordan's parents, and do the translation.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty smart. Were you surprised that she did that?
I was, actually, and I'm glad that she did. I'm glad we got that character beat. That was very smart of her, fast on her feet, and I like it when the whole family comes together.
Yeah. Now, Sarah, you're married.
Yes.
Do you think Pat should have told her about all of this before they got married or before they moved to Blue Valley?
Probably yes. Yeah, I do think that that's a really big secret to keep from a spouse. He didn't intend to include her daughter in any shenanigans, but had he told her sooner, maybe they could have approached this together a little bit better. So yeah, I'm a big fan of no secrets, really, and that's a pretty big one. So yeah, I think so. But I don't know what it's like to have a secret identity, and I like that they're still making fun of Stripesy.
Yeah. I mean, in his defense, when they moved to Blue Valley, he thought all of that was behind him, and this is all just stuff that was going to stay locked up in crates forever.
I don't know how you don't use that to woo women. Hey, baby, I was Stripesy.
Well, I mean, you've got to keep some type of anonymity. But also, I think the moment that Courtney found out, Barbara should have been told right away.
I do kind of think so too. Yeah.
I'm looking to the fun reaction when Mike finds out that he's the last person in the family to find out his dad was a superhero. And as I will say, in the comics, Mike is a very different character who was older and was at military school and did know his dad was a sidekick, and comes home in like issue 10 of the series, 10 or 12 of the series, basically saying, hey, yeah, so I'm ready to be the new Star Spangled Kid, not realizing that Courtney's already stole his slot.
Oh, harsh.
Yeah, and there's a lot of friction between them. But he wouldn't get it anyway because he's not worthy of the staff. Anyway,
speaking of the staff, I thought the team fighting like hell on the other side of the bars to get through and save Henry was really effective. That was a great visual of them just helpless on the other side. Henry just tossing Court through the bars, and I just that all of that was really well done. And then
Yes.
the dancing on my own cover, the Callum Scott cover, was just Kappa right at the end, just twist the knife in the heart.
Yes, and the main action in the fight in the Dragon King's lair, I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really amazing stunt work done by everyone on the show.
Yet
All
again,
right.
this is, I feel like I was skeptical about Pennyworth, and it really proved me wrong, and I was not sure what I was going to think about Stargirl after kind of the premiere. Well done, show. You have surprised me at almost every turn. So, yeah, good work, Stargirl.
All right. You ready to move on?
Yes, please.
Cool. All right. Next up is Doom Patrol, Season 2, Episode 7, Dumb Patrol. Niles and Cliff each made treks through forests on opposite ends of the continent, hoping their fears were not true. Rita met with a beekeeper as research for a role and aired out her mommy issues. Everyone else at the mansion opened a crate and got infected by scants, which made them all highly susceptible to very bad ideas. Last minute reveal, the chief regrettably made a request of Willoughby Kipling.
Well, you don't need a torso to have a heart, Ed. The scants were delightful.
Oh yes. Really, really amazing. It was fun because not understanding what the gimmick was yet, and then once Willoughby Kipling comes up and explains it, it's like, oh man. And yeah, and realizing that Miranda or Jane, just because is immune to these scants. And the Beard Hunter. We get to catch up with the Beard Hunter.
And oh my god, the Harley Quinn ad.
yes. Ask me where Mr. Nobody is. He said he got cast in an animated show.
I love it. I love that the fourth wall breaking happens with Mr. Nobody yet again.
Yeah. And what do you think of the Beard Hunter in nothing but his skivvies and the entire front of him painted white?
I mean, good for that actor, good for the character, good for the bonkers comedy. All of it really worked for me. 10 out of 10 would watch again. What did you think?
Yeah, same here. I thought it was funny. And I also like that he wasn't captured at the end of that. The scants did not take him away. And it was
worked out, man.
Yeah, because Vic thought the thing to do would be to talk to those guys.
Yeah. Oh, Vic.
What did you think of the romantic developments with Vic and Ronnie, and how him telling her he loved her was evidently a bad idea?
Yeah. That was kind of interesting, was it not?
Yeah.
I liked her sort of unblinking, okay, yeah, you told me it was going to be weird. This is weird. You live with a mummy, like an actual mummy. Cool.
Yeah. And just going through.
And by the way, that's why we don't buy water beds, just for the record.
Yes, because you never know when someone's gonna show up with sharp objects and just slash them up. Someone who can turn words into weapons, literally.
It's handy.
Yes. And yeah, Miranda. I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see more of Miranda in action. And see, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen when Miranda comes face to face with Dorothy.
Yeah, we really didn't get much Dorothy at all, but we kept it going a little bit, which I appreciate. This idea that we're going to have to make peace. I like that they set that on the table, and they're obviously going to pick it up again in a future episode. But so far, I'm enjoying Miranda. I think it's one of my complaints about Jane is that Jane herself feels kind of similar to some of her more hot-headed personas, and Miranda's so different. So I'm enjoying Miranda's tranquility there. Also, apparently she's a really good cook. I think cooking a lot of good breakfast foods on this show this season.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that was always kind of a thing. Yeah, I feel like Larry made breakfast. Rita. I mean, because Rita has to take in so many carbs every day.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
same.
yeah.
So.
Um. So yeah, and speaking of Rita, her interactions with the beekeeper.
Oh, that woman, that poor beekeeper. I'm sorry. You want what? You're here for what?
You have one line.
Why say it in one when I can say it in 7?
It's actually the exact opposite of
Yes.
the maxim. It's never use 7 words when 4 will do. But okay. Counting the number of lines. That's funny. But yeah, and I this was the one part of the episode that I feel got a little short shrift, and you know, she yelled at the bees, but I'm not so convinced that Rita's at peace yet with her mommy issues.
No, I don't think we get that quite this soon in the season or the show. That feels like something that's gonna keep going for a little bit. I do think they're developing it and they're drawing it out really well, and I liked that dream sequence, where we see the root of some of those issues. I also would really like to see her play herself in Our Town. So,
No. It's Our Town.
I'm so sorry. The punctuation matters.
Yeah, and the Cliff, oh man, uh just to see him rust up and then just have some rando drive up to him and want to do nothing but but basically record cameos and shout outs.
Boy, Cliff had an episode. He didn't do much, but I think
Yeah.
like 90% of his lines were cursing, and just the image of him hurtling to Earth. Jeez, Cliff.
And that one billboard, My Side by Denise.
Yeah, Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man. We're gonna see him again this season, right? Or was that
Yeah.
it for the season?
No, I think he's got to show up somewhere, man. Come on.
I hope so.
That role made that actor's career. But yeah, and Niles came face to face with the Candlemaker.
Yeah.
Who
has high heels on in her whatever outfit? Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that, because I thought it was just like someone set Manny on fire, and like, no, that was the Candlemaker who came out, and he has the same antlers, except there's candles all at the end of them. So it was good to get some clarity on that, and basically saying like that he has control over Dorothy, and there's no way Niles is going to get around him. So I don't even want to know what Willoughby Kipley has been asked to do. The presumption is that I guess is that Niles is asking him to kill Dorothy, but this show is just so weird that I'm not ruling out anything. For all we know, we're going to have a giant sponge show up at the beginning and just like suck all of the imaginary friends out of Dorothy. But
if that actually happens, I'm going to burn you at the stake as a witch, just for the record. That's spooky.
Do not rule out anything on Doom Patrol. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
That is fair.
Yeah, and just going around here. Oh, we didn't talk about Larry. Larry going back and forth as to whether or not to visit his grandson, and then he decides to go through with it, and finds out
he's stupid.
Yeah. But also he checked out. He finds out his son checked out and that he's probably okay.
Yeah.
His grandson checked out, yeah.
Yeah, Larry was mopey. You okay? Not since 1960. Poor Larry.
Yeah. Not. I mean, there were some funny moments with Cliff, but not a lot of hopeful moments this episode. So
Yeah. Well, I will say I was really happy for Cliff though because he got back to the manor and his daughter was there. So I feel like that was like a hero's journey that paid off for him because she's waiting for him,
yes.
hopefully for a good reason and not a bad reason.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I will say the Scants, just the idea that you open up something you got in the mail, and there's these little powdery things, and that leads you to going into a microscopic world filled with pink creatures trying to destroy you by making you do bad ideas. That concept is so Grant Morrison. And
Oh
it
yeah.
feels so much like it comes right out of a comic book that I can't believe it was a live action television show.
There's so much of this show that I can't believe is live action.
Yeah, yeah. So kudos to Doom Patrol for just being the weirdest show on television.
Always.
All right. Is anything more that we need to discuss for the episode? Anything?
I think that covers my notes. Other than I'm wondering what Miranda brought out of the painting.
Yes. Are you a little curious as to what Uma jelly might have tasted like?
Marmalade. I assume it tastes like marmalade.
Marmalade. Okay. All right. I'll write that down. Marmalade. Okay.
I could be wrong. Tweet at me if I am. Let me know what you think Uma jelly tastes like.
Yes. All right. So I think now it's time for news for the shows.
All right. 2 bits of news. So we're going to be zippy this week. First is for Lucifer. And that is that Ella is getting a love interest this season.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, I'm happy for her. So it looks like he is going to be a big old geek like she is. There's a picture of the two of them in Star Trek uniforms. He's played by the actor Alex Koch, and he's playing a newspaper reporter. So I look forward to complaining about that. Actually, I will say, Lucifer has done reporters before and done them pretty well, I think.
Oh,
So-
yes. The episode with Patrick Fabian where he played.
Oh yeah, the best episode of Lucifer. Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited to see what that looks like because I think Miss Ella deserves somebody who appreciates her and all her bouncy glory. Don't you?
Yes. I've been saying that. Yeah.
She's the sunshine of the show, and we need to embrace her as such. And then the last bit of news for the week, also Netflix show The Sandman. In a Den of Geek article, it reports that the show is striving for gender and racial diversity. You know, they're looking at scenes from the comics and they're saying, okay, these are all men, so what can we do to get some women in, or what can we do to get some different ethnicities, religions, etc. And the quote is, it's not 1988 anymore, thank God. So there's some understanding that we, just have different expectations for shows in 2020 in terms of who we see represented on the screen. So cool.
Yes, and it's also because you're a lot of your main characters, they're celestial beings who have skin, is white as a napkin. So
Yeah.
you could really ethnicity. There's no real ethnicity required for any of those parts, and and you're dealing with a lot of fantastical, spiritual beings, angels and demons and demigods, and you could have different interpretations and do them all kinds of ways, very similar to what they were doing on American Gods, which was another Neil Gaiman property. So that's good to know.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing casting news for that. I don't know if they're able to do that from a distance, just looking at tapes and things, but that's one I'm really, really curious what the casting is going to look like. So whenever that happens, we will be here to tell you about it, loyal listener.
All right. And that's it for the news, right?
That is it for the news.
Wow, Sarah, we did an episode.
We did. This is zippy. Oh my.
Yeah. We only have we have 2 Doom Patrols and 3 Stargirls left. So,
and then we'll have a lot of Lucifers, and then
yeah, and then nothing. Just a vastness of space.
Uh,
But we'll we still got episodes to come, so we'll enjoy that, and we'll see everyone next week. Yeah. Sarah, say something hopeful. I want to go out on something hopeful before I do the wrap up. Baseball's back. Are you enjoying baseball?
I am watching baseball this season, I guess. So that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah.
I watched the Yankees on Thursday, and I watched the Cubs tonight. Or were the Yankees Wednesday? Whatever. I watched the Yankees and the Cubs. I have had my baseball for 2020, so that pinstripes are happening. So yes, baseball's back. Ed, I have a question. How long are we going to have baseball for? Do you think we can keep this going as long as they want it to go, or are we going to have to pull the plug at some point?
Well, they're scheduled for a 60 game season and an expanded playoffs. So as long as everyone's testing well, we should have this for at least 3 to 4 months.
Well, I will say I'm enjoying the empty stands, and I'm not enjoying it, obviously, but it's so interesting to see the empty stands and how they pipe in the noise and how the players. I saw tonight in the the Cubs game, I'm sorry, somebody pull out hand sanitizer and offer it to a brewer and then put it back in his Cubs pants. So it was just it's just weird. It's a weird time to be watching. It's a weird time. Okay, I'm wrapping it around to depressing again. I'm sorry. Dang it.
That's okay.
Baseball.
But there's fun things to think. Like what would it be watching a bunch of beer makers play baseball, or have any kind of contest against a bunch of bear cubs? That
doesn't seem like a fair fight.
Yeah. On whose side?
Well, is the mama bear around, or is it just the bear cubs?
Mama bear's never far behind. But
That's
they
what
play
I'm saying.
But the Bears play football in Chicago, so that's just to make it even more confusing. The Bears. All right. I think we're good. That's the DCTV report for this week. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Little Eddie O'Hare.
And I'm at Sarah Netzley, SaraNetzley. Ed, we forgot to do the winner of the week.
Oh, that's right. Winners of the week. All right. So, my winner for the week comes from Stargirl, and it is an actor named Jake Austin Walker, who played Brainwave Jr., aka Henry King Jr. I thought he did a fantastic job this week and for the whole series. But what a swan song. He went down swinging. And yeah, I say yee, Jake Austin Walker.
Yee. My winner of the week is also from Stargirl, and I'm giving it up for Barbara Whitmore this week, who behaved like an actual rational human adult parent would behave when she finds out that her daughter's running around thinking she's a superhero. That is how a human person responds.
Mm-hmm. Now the real question, when you find out that the nice Eastern European parents who came by to visit you at their husband's office are secretly trying to take over the world, do you still eat the cookies they brought you?
What kind of cookies are they?
It looked like it was kind of like a strawberry, filling, kind of like a jelly cookie kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do.
Yeah.
I'm not above that. Yeah.
I'll risk it.
Now, if we were talking about some kind of I don't know, like some kind of thin, no chocolate, no filling, no, there's layers of cookies and mm-hmm. something with some kind of jam that's gonna get me every time. Yeah.
All right.
So this took a turn.
All right. So that's the DCTV report for this week.
You know where to find us already.
Yes. Send along your emails to dctv@wickedtheory.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our show on your podcast app of choice and rate and review us. That helps more people find us. Check out our sister show, the Wicked Theory Podcast. This has been a Wicked Theory Studios production. Executive producer, Bill Sweeney. Visit us at wickedtheory.com. Shazam, everybody.
Shazam!
Shazam!